that I stream live every Friday at 10 o'clock, all saved under the playlist Feel Good Workouts on my YouTube channel. Do make sure you've hit subscribe for free. And this workout, I'm going to be joined by my amazing mother-in-law. She's 78, and it is something that we've been doing since the beginning of the COVID pandemic. We've had all ages, all abilities join. I want to make movement very accessible to everyone. Even if you're younger and you're sitting on your chair too much, working from home, if you're older and you have any mobility issues, hopefully you will find exercises in this that work for you. Do listen to your body, do what you can. This is your workout, your investment in your health. And I also have an amazing Zoom community that I can see live at the moment. If you'd like to join us on Zoom, I talk to them all at the end. Do sign up to my free newsletter. It's got all the details about it and a special WhatsApp group. I communicate session links and reminders. It's all on my website, feelgoodwithlavina.com. So let's get started. We always actually start seated. So we're going to start with a moment of breathing just to get us ready, calm. Let's try and kick in the parasympathetic nervous system. Everyone on Zoom is looking great. My mom as well, Kumachar, is back in action, joining us after her total knee replacement, which was 7 and a bit weeks ago. So mom, do what you can, but very inspiring to see you back as well. So let's start with a moment of breathing. And this is really your moment of self-care. Just close your eyes and just try and tune into your breath. It's often in that fight or flight mode, really fast, busy lives we're leading. This is just going to take a minute or two, and you can reset your nervous system so quickly through the power of your breath. So try and breathe in through your nose, nice deep breaths. Exhale through your nose or your mouth. Just release any tension on the exhale. And today we're just going to do a really simple breath, breathing in for 4, exhaling for 6. So when that exhale is longer than the inhale, it's going to calm the body and the mind. I will guide you through a couple of rounds. Do what you can. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just return to your normal breath. Keep your eyes closed. That was only 4 rounds. Just have a sense check. Just the power of breathing, calming down, having that moment of solitude. Rub your hands together. It's very cold in the UK. Keeping my eyes still closed. Generate some heat. Take a big positive inhale. Put them over your eyes. Exhale. Open your eyes with your hands there. Have a little sense check again. Breathing in, positivity. Exhale on the next one. Releasing your hands. Let me know how you feel. I feel so much better, so much calmer. I've actually got some little pulse points and spray here from my favorite aromatherapy brand, Tisserand, who I'm an ambassador for. I'm going to spray those when mummy comes in. Next thing we're going to do is a little bit of tapping. So I know Taruna Auntie, who's on my Zoom, loves this as well. Seated or standing, whatever feels good for you. We're just going to start top down, and this is to get all your meridian points. We've got all these points in the body. We're starting with our head. You're just tapping away, maybe above your eyebrows, maybe above on your cheekbones, little movements. This feels so lovely. Waking up the body, the lymph nodes, the lymphatic system. You can go under your chin, over your chin, on your upper lip. And then I'm going to literally try and massage upwards towards my ears. This is just getting circulation going. Here comes mummy. So very cold weather in the UK. And then maybe tapping on your chest. This one I do quite frequently during the day. I'm just giving myself little moments here of tapping that really help me center if I'm feeling a bit stressed or anxious, or if I just want to ground my body. This is a really effective one. You could get your hands together and then just have your thumbs a little tap towards your chest, towards your neck. Pranam, mummy, in prayer position. Welcome back. I know you're cold. We'll get nice and warm quick. We're just tapping towards our chest and then under your armpits. So give one side a little few taps. Really good for your lymphatic system. Other side as well. We're doing some few new movements today. And then I'm also just massaging up above my belly button, moving things upwards. And then if you want, you can also give your arms a little tap. And I know you like this one. Do you still do this in the morning? Yeah. You give your legs, whole body, a little bit of movement. We're just getting nice and warm as well, in case your fingers are cold. But there's a lot of science behind this. Just like the Tai Chi moves that's on my YouTube, that 7 minutes that I sent out this week to my WhatsApp group as well. Have a look at that one. We've demonstrated all the moves on that. So how are we feeling? Let's do some proper mobility now to get all the joints nice and lubricated. So we're going to start with some head circles, seated or standing. Now these are moves you can do any time in the day. When you're sitting on the sofa for too long, if you're feeling tightness in your neck, let's change direction. Just easing things out, using the power of your breath, breathing in and out. Doesn't that feel good? Just releasing any tension. Just do what you can. And if there's something that doesn't agree with you today, just replace it with something else. We're going to do the same with our shoulders. So we're just going to circle them out. I'm bringing it up and round, opening out my chest, and then changing direction, circling in and out. Are you okay, mummy? Yeah. Keeping your coat on for now until I get her nice and warm. Yeah. Lovely. Some arm circles as well. So I was just saying my mum is live, which I'm very happy about after her knee replacement. But these are things that she can do as well. Just during the day, when you often think, oh, I can't exercise much, there's so much that we can do. And mobility, let's come forward, is really important because especially as we get older, but even in midlife, the joint pain, when your estrogen starts dropping during menopause as well, you start getting less lubrication around the joints, which causes joint pain, especially as we age as well. These are things that we can just simply do. Let's give ourselves a little twist. So mummy's demonstrating everything on the chair, which is great, just to show you how easy it is to do if you're on the sofa, on your dining chair. Lovely. Just a few movements here. And then depending on how you're feeling, you could take a seat or you could stay standing with a bit of balance. So make sure you've got something fixed to hold on to. I'll demonstrate this one seated. Do you want to go standing? Nice tracksuit, mummy. This looks nice and new. So if you want to stand up and hold the chair for a bit of support. So we're going to try a little bit of movement with your legs straight, hip circles. So if you have had any operations, use the leg that's good for you. You can do that quite easily. And the other one, just give it a go. If it doesn't work today, maybe continue with those arm or head circles, just while we do a little bit of hip mobility. If you're standing and if you can balance, obviously we will practice that in a minute, you're going to try and hold onto your core and try and keep your body nice and still. So it's really all the movement is coming from that hip. We want to keep our hips nice and happy and lubricated. I have a happy hip snack in my book, The Feel Good Fix, because you really want to keep these lovely and mobile, especially as we age, yeah? We get very tight hips, hip operations are very common. And we want to just keep this area really nice and mobile. So these are great to throw in, maybe in the kitchen when you're standing around. We will all come back to seated and we'll just lift one leg up, or you can keep it down. And we're going to try and just do some wrist and ankle mobility. Easy movements this is, just recapping lots of different ideas, changing direction. But this is things you can do in the day. Exercise snacks, and they work. The more you sprinkle in through the day, they actually count, yep? If you don't have the full hour, try and do every hour a couple of minutes of some sort of movement, even mobility, yeah? Would be really beneficial, better than doing nothing. Let's change leg. So just circling out the wrists, circling out the ankles. This is getting our brains and coordination involved, and relax. Brilliant work. If you have a band or a belt or a pair of old tights, or maybe tights that you're wearing right now because it's so cold in the UK, but I know we have global participants, grab that, seated or standing. This gives you resistance. We're going to start working our muscles. So we're going to do my face, bringing the band up and over. You can bend the arms. You don't have to go all the way round until your shoulder feels ready. If it can give you that full range of mobility, that's what we're encouraging. If you don't have a band or a belt, you could just literally mimic this by just bringing the arms open and close. But I would love you to do these every morning. I literally do these as part of my morning exercise snack. After I brush my teeth, I just throw in 10 of these. It's a great way for my body to wake up. But even if you're sitting at your desk or if you're slouching, this is really good for your posture because we've got everything, I hope, nice and straight, stomach muscles in. The tighter you hold your band or belt or tights, the harder it is. Mummy, just lift your chin, keep your spine nice and straight, shoulders back, core tight. This is going to feel like a little burning sensation soon because you're using your muscles, which is great. It's the lactic acid around the muscles that's being released. Have we done too much, she said. She's had enough of those. Okay, sorry, I was getting carried away. We're going to hold it tight now, so you could use a belt even or a gown tie. If I would recommend you do this seated, unless you've got very good balance, but always have support. I don't want anyone falling. We're going to lift to our toes and down. Now, but I want you to keep this band tight. So then you're building your muscles and try and keep your arms as straight as possible. So maybe let's start without using the heel raises. Just lifting the arms up and down. Now, can you see my arms are straight? Breathing in, breathing out. Can you feel that? Because I'm keeping this tension. Yep, it's going to feel a little bit hard to add in the heel raises. We're going to start working those soleus muscles are very good for controlling blood sugars. We're just tying into movements here. How does that feel? Can you keep your arms nice and straight, lifting up, straightening the spine and down? How does that feel? Can you feel the tightness? If you're pulling the band or the belt, keeping that tight and straight, your arms are going to work a little bit harder. Breathing in and out. Well done to everyone on YouTube and Zoom. Let's give me one more. And relax. Lovely work. Let's just open out. So opening out, cross diagonal stretch, maybe coming into a front raise here and opening out. Breathe out. Lovely work. Inhale, exhale. Use your breath. Let's wake up the body. Everything should be feeling like you're working now. Yep. Using that resistance. Great work. Mummy, can you feel this? Good, lovely. You could just do this little drill. Come back and play this part of the workout out. During the day, when you need a little exercise snack, just come back to this couple of minutes. Get this done. You're using your muscles, yep? You're helping to control your weight management, your blood sugars, your insulin sensitivity, great for, diabetes, working those muscles, and relax. Let's give that a little shake. So we're going to do a tiny bit of balance work. If anyone can't do balance, like if you have had a knee replacement, obviously the good leg you could do, mum. The bad leg, maybe you can just go into some heel raises or a leg extension for me, just holding out. So this is applicable to anyone, maybe in care homes, anyone with mobility issues. Do this leg extension and hold out for as long as you can. Mummy's showing off her balance, which is very, very good. I say 10 seconds. I'd love you to balance. Always have support, a wall, a chair. So make sure you don't fall, but 10 seconds when you're brushing your teeth is great. Today, what I want you to do is brush your teeth every morning and night and doing a bit of balance. So they've got the sink as support. Give me some thumbs up if you are. 10 seconds is a great start, and then you build up from that. But what I want to show you, Mummy, today, have you been doing that? Yeah. Good, is that actually the proprioception, so when we're moving our head or when we add a little bit more of a challenge to the balance. So first we're going to try, if we can, you're going to hold on for me, Mummy. And you can hold on with a full hand to start, then you can move on to a few fingertips. We're going to try and do the leg forward, the leg to the side. You don't have to do this without support. I would start with support and then the leg back. So let me show you from the side. I'm going forwards. You can have a slight bend in the other leg to the side and back. Yep, this is now really challenging your balance. Now, why do we do this? We want to reduce our risks of falls. We know that risks of falls really increases as we age. If you were even on an icy path, walking, which I hope you're all being very safe about at the moment, any time of the day you can lose your balance. But here we're kind of challenging, how in real life, how potentially you can lose your balance. The more you practice, the less your risk of falls. That's the key message here. How did that feel? Could you add that in? So now we're going to do the other side. Obviously, I've been practicing, so I don't have support. If you're seated and you want to stay seated, I'm just going to show you to do the same. Maybe going back under your chair a little bit, a leg extension to the side, under your chair a little bit, depending on how you are feeling today. Otherwise, could you practice this? Maybe brush your teeth on one leg. I want you to carry on with that. And then afterwards, could you just add in a couple of these, holding onto your sink to start off with? Or when you're cooking, when the kettle's boiling, habit stacking, yep? Doing this while you're doing an existing habit. You just anchor it onto something that we do every day, like brushing your teeth. How did that feel? Good? The other challenge, which I'll show you next week again, when you've brushed your teeth or when you're balancing, when I'm in lines or cues, is to maybe move your head around. This is going to make it a little bit harder. Just going left to right, just moving around. That's going to challenge that inner ear, your vestibular, your proprioception. There's a lot of science I've explained in my book about balance and targets for your age. So everyone, let's get a bit warmer now. We're going to add in a cardio snack, seated or standing. You can get your steps in. If you can't step a lot, or if you're able to, even just walking up and around your room, let's get a few steps in indoors. If anyone wants to challenge it a little bit more, we could do a bit of backwards walking. So let's just do about a minute. This is your freestyle. If you're able to stand, let's get a few steps in. Movement, especially when it's cold and we feel tight and our body and our joints are feeling cold, is actually going to really help, yeah? So carefully, Mummy, you're moving backwards, which is great for your knees. It's great for your balance. It's great for your back strength as well. There's lots of things going on when you're walking backwards. And if anyone wants to pick it up, we could just do 10 seconds on the spot, a little bit faster, or keep doing what you're doing. I can see my mum and Andrew are walking back and forwards. Well done on Zoom. So is Mummy. You're doing really, really well. My mum's been told to walk backwards after her knee replacement as well, which is great. I'm seeing her do that. And relax. Give yourselves a clap. That was 1 minute. Do you feel a bit warmer? Yes? Has your heart rate gone up? You're using your lungs, your respiratory system. We're reducing risks of things like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, strokes, heart attacks. If you could sprinkle in a minute through the day, you don't have to get out in this cold weather. You could go up and down your stairs. That's really great if you're able to. Or on the spot, even seated. So this is your active recovery. When I'm explaining exercises, if you've got more energy, let's see how many steps you can get in through the day. And Andrew, who's a very loyal member of our Feel Good Fitness community, he's been on this workout for probably since the beginning, nearly 5 and a bit years. He's holding dumbbells or tin cans. He's challenging his body while he's walking. He's adding in a little bit of extra load and weight, which is great for your bones. If you don't have osteoarthritis, stomping. You could stomp. Really make a bit of noise if you don't have osteoarthritis or any bone issues. That's going to help actually replenish and regrow your bone density. It's really amazing. Let's give ourselves a little break. We're going to go into an upper body circuit now. So I want you to start with press-ups. That's our big compound move against the wall if you're able to. If you're not able to stand, you can sit down. You can press your hands against your thighs or the wall. And I want you to think about engaging all the muscles in your upper body. And you're going to press, bend the elbows, inhale, straight line in your spine, core tight, and push away, breathe out. Now we do them against the wall. We progress against the kitchen counter or a table. I do demonstrate them in my book on the floor in box position, 3/4 and full press up. But for today, we're just doing against the wall. Mummy's doing them beautifully. She's got a lovely straight line from her head to her heels. Can you see that? She's doing really well. I'm just having a look on Zoom. Keep doing what you're doing. Really think about your muscles, your mind to muscle. Can you do 10 to 15? Whatever you're able to do, we're starting to engage the upper body muscles. We want to get them strong. Good. Well done. So I use these examples again. Have a little break. Or I was actually going to say, while you're by the wall, actually, if you can, Mummy, you're going to come against the wall. And we're going to try and just straighten up into a nice straight shape. Can you see? So you can do this seated, Mummy. You can just lengthen your spine up. You're going to come next to me. Good. Anyone seated or standing. And then we're going to go down into a nice wall angel, which is keeping your elbows against the wall and coming up. Now, the reason we do it against the wall is because you want to try and keep your whole body against the wall, and it's improving your posture, your spine health, your length. You could try it against the chair. We're just going to use this as a little active recovery. This is a really good exercise. Physios show us. Can you keep your forearms, your back, your elbows, all against the wall? Inhale, exhale. I can actually feel that working even without any weight or resistance, but it's straightening our posture because we're all a bit like this these days with phones, technology, TV, sitting. So we could do those wall angels in between. The next exercise for upper body, we're doing a little upper body circuit, is our shoulder press. I'll always show you without weight first. You're going to push up, exhale, and come down. You keep your wrists lovely and straight, especially when you pick up a weight. You want to protect your wrists. And this is a movement that's going to help us press, maybe lifting our grandchildren, babies, maybe putting your bag in the aeroplane overhead. If you're able to, please pick up some tin cans, some plastic bottles as Mummy's got here. We've got lots of safe household objects. Little bottles are good. Anything that works for you, because if you don't have dumbbells, you can use anything in the house that's safe, maybe not glass ideally, and dumbbells if you have them. So we're going to go for about 10 to 15. If you've done these before, let's see how the weight is feeling. If you haven't worked out in a while, you always start off light, core tight, seated or standing, and I'm going to slowly press up, breathing out, coming nice and slow down. Come by your ears so the tension is still there on your shoulders. Breathing out, breathing in. How does this feel, Mummy? Good. Feeling nice and strong? Really visualize. If you've got a light weight, go slower, or you could add a few more repetitions. So slower is actually harder because that's time under tension for your muscles. Mummy felt the first few reps were light, so she's already increasing the weight. Well done. You do what you can. This is to build strength in our upper body. This is really important for our day-to-day functional life. Everything we take for granted, we need to keep our muscles strong. Breathe out, breathe in. When you're done, have a little rest. Maybe do some shoulder rolls. Breathing out, breathing in. Have we got one more, Mummy? Yeah. One more. Hold your trophies up and down. How did that feel? Give yourself a little check. Maybe write down your weights. Maybe on YouTube, write down the weights that you've just used so you can come back to this. Because what I want you to see is progression over time, especially with weightlifting and strength training, weightlifting, whatever you want to call it. We all need to be doing, all ages. It doesn't have to be heavy if you're older, but it has to be something we do consistently. So if you're in the kitchen and you've got your tin cans and you're cooking, you could add in 10 shoulder presses. That could be the homework. Is anyone up for that challenge this week? Put in your shoulder presses or your wall press-ups in the kitchen, yeah? We're now going to do bicep curls. Again, I'll show you without any weight. We forgot, as always, I always go for my desk reset snack. Let's do that before we start this one, because instead of being here, straighten up your spine, lift your shoulders up, back, and down. It's like the shape of a desk. That's why I call it the desk reset snack. But I want you to fix your shoulders back on this one. Engage your core muscles without any weight first. These are your biceps for lifting things. We're going to keep the elbows glued tight, bringing your hands towards your shoulders. You can feel here. Can you squeeze without any weight? Touch those muscles. Say, I want to get you nice and strong. Can you feel those? Especially some of you that have been doing my workouts for a while now. I bet you've got those bicep muscles. Show off, show your family, show them you've been building your strength. So Andrew's already started. We've got Sonal all the way from Kenya, I believe. In outside, you're in beautiful weather on Zoom. I can see using some resistance bands on the floor. But if you've got nice weights, let's grab your weights. Start off light. Challenge yourself if you can, or come back to this workout and then increase your weight. Let's go for 10 to 12 repetitions. Now, I don't rush the part going down. Can you see? I'm going nice and slow on that negative part of the movement. That's so important. There's a lot of science behind strength training, and I love it. I try and bring it into these workouts so you get maximum benefits, the best results. The more muscle mass you have, if you are trying to lose weight, trust me, strength training is probably more effective than cardio because you are going to burn fat, especially with the more muscle mass you have, even at rest. So strength is key, but like we said, just for our functional movements, things we do day to day. Mummy, look at your bicep curls, done 10. Can you do 2 extra if you've got it in you? Let's give ourselves a little New Year push. If you can't, you stop where you're at. This is your workout. And relax. Well done. How did that feel? Again, write it down. What did you use? Could you come back to it? Go a little bit harder. Could you do 12 reps instead of 10 next time? The next move, we're doing our upper body, is our chest press. So here, I've just bought my youngest son who's doing his A-level mocks a new protractor. I always say, don't I, measure that 90 degrees. So your hands are above your elbows are at shoulder height, and we're going to open out. So if you're here, think about straightening up, opening those elbows out a bit, then squeeze them in. Breathe out and breathe in. Good. Now you could add the tin cans, light weights, all the weights that you usually do if you've been doing these workouts for a while. Seated or standing, let's go for 10. We are doing a full circuit of upper body first today, so this might feel more challenging because we usually mix it up, right? But every workout I do is different. I write out a big plan for you. If you need to stop and start, please stop and start. Squeeze in and out. You are building strength. Try and keep perfect form. As soon as that form goes, you stop, but push yourself. How is that, Mummy? Can you bring your elbows a little bit higher? Lovely. 2 more, or stop if you need to. Oh, I could feel it today. And relax. How was that? Challenging? You know why it's challenging? Because we're just doing upper body. So maybe give your arms a little shake, some dead arms, just moving around. Let the blood flow again. We've got some lovely new participants on Zoom. Is it Bhavna? I'll talk to you all at the end. I could see she's got some lovely dumbbells. You did very well on that. So great work, everyone. YouTube and Zoom, give it a little rest. Last exercise. This is quite a hard one to demonstrate online. And you know I need you to do everything with good form. We're going to try and work our back muscles. There's ways we could do this. First way, without any weights, is to come a little bit forward, Mummy, even if you're seated, but with your back straight. So no rounding. And then we're going to keep our elbows close to us. We're going to try and row up. So your elbows stay in and close and release. Now, if you do it without weights, Mummy, can you feel here that you're trying to bring your shoulder blades back and together? So that's the movement, and you don't have to even rock your body too much. You can either stay in one position, hold your stomach muscles in tight, your belly button to spine, because that's what's going to protect your back. Anytime it feels a bit tight, you just stand up, you reset. There's 2 ways we could do this. If you have a big, long resistance band or a pair of tights, you could put these under your 1 foot, 2 feet, whatever works for you. And we could try this way first. Shall we all try one way? So we come a little bit forward and we try and hold, maybe go as tight as you can, pulling the hands and the elbows up towards your back. Squeeze your shoulder blade muscles and down. How does that feel? So imagine a straight line from your head down to the bottom of your spine. Can you squeeze up, maybe hold, because this feels a little bit easy for me. Hold, squeeze those back muscles together and release. So breathe out on the hard part. Inhale as we release. Can you feel that? So this is a good one for your back strength. Otherwise, carry on with that if you like it. I'm just going to show you the other option, which is a little bit more tricky. It's maybe to use weights, so coming to the edge of your chair and using the weights to squeeze up. If you're comfortable standing, you hold your core in, you go slightly forward, and we squeeze up and release. So this is the bent over row. You can do it with the resistance bands or your weight. If you're standing or sitting, do make sure your stomach muscles are in tight. If you feel tight, I always like to come up and reset and really make sure your back is protected on this one. So mommy, try and not move your body. Yeah, that's it, squeeze. Maybe hold up with the resistance band. We did a few there of each version. Which one did you like? Bands or the weights, mummy? So anyone for bands, give me a thumbs up. Fine, good, good, good. My mum, Andrew, preferred that. I actually think that was really effective as well. Anyone for weights? You prefer the weights? Marion, well done. So if everyone's different, this is the beauty of exercise. Let's give ourselves a little march. We've done a great upper body circuit there. We're now going to move on to our important lower body. You do what you can. We're going to start, though, everyone, with leg extension. Now, I used to take these for granted, doing them with you for years, but after seeing my mum's knee operation, I can see how difficult this is, but how important this exercise is for our quadriceps. We want to keep these strong. This is what's going to keep us sitting, standing, going up and down stairs, in and out of cars, on and off the toilet. These big muscles in our legs. So let's all practice these, because you could do this anytime you're sitting at a restaurant, on the sofa, watching TV. Lift one leg as high as you can. So mummy, let's just do one at a time. Bring your toes towards you. Can you straighten it as much as possible? I'm holding. Do what you can. Release if you need to. Can you put your hands on these muscles? These are your quadriceps. Can you tighten them as much as you can and then slowly bring it down? Now, when my mum started doing these, she did them so much with me. The muscle memories come back quick, but it was very hard originally to even get this nice and straight. So if you've got a good or a bad leg, we need to do both, but you just work to your range. Let's do the other side. Squeezing up, squeezing up. Can you feel that? And release. Good. Can we do a few more on each side? I want you to really practice this one, because we used to always do this as an easy option, but I know how effective this is now. Can I feel your muscles? Wow, see, they feel so hard. And lots of you, if you do these regularly, my workouts, can you feel your own muscles, everyone? Are you there? Yes, I hope YouTube is still there, and Zoom. I hope we haven't lost your recording note. We're still going. Keep going, everyone. Let's do a few more. Squeezing up and down. Lovely work. And again, up and down. Good. One more on each side. Squeeze up and down. Okay. That is level one, I always say. You could carry on with the leg extensions, but if you're able to stand, I want you to use your chair. Level two is with support of your chair. You might have handles. You might want to put a cushion under your chair, which is what my mum's doing at the moment. Just to add, if it's easier, you could start off with a cushion so you've got a little bit of height. Whatever works for you, that's easier, yeah? You do the leg extensions if you can't stand. Otherwise, feet are over hip width apart. We're going to try and use the chair maybe to either lift a little bit with your weight and down, or if you're able to stand, knees go out in line with your toes. You squeeze the glutes at the top, core is tight, and we come slowly down. Now, I want you to do these with my mum. She uses a cushion. She has her hands over her chest, just to help her rock forward a little bit, push through the heels and squeeze up, yeah? We've had to retrain all of her muscles. These are things she luckily did before, which is why I think, touch wood, her recovery is going very, very well after her knee operation. But this is just an example of movements that we do day to day. When you get off the sofa, when you get on and off the toilet, in and out of the car, just simple things we take for granted. We're doing about 10, yep? So I've got my hands here, just body weight. How many have we done, mummy? Knees are going out. 8, good. Down and up. Or you could be doing your leg extensions if you can't stand. 9, lovely. Last one if you're with us. 10, good. And relax. I did those body weight because this is the first session back for a lot of you after Christmas. So we will come back to that again, where I'd love you to add a rucksack or hold some weight. But we're going to do a few more other leg exercises. So we're going to do our calf raises again. These are really effective, especially for our leg strength. You can do these seated, or if you're able to stand, maybe holding onto the wall, a table, the back of the chair. We're going to lift up and down. Lifting up. Now I want you to really lift and squeeze and come down. My mum does these standing as well. So if you're able to stand, please do stand. Really focus on these muscles. This is the hack after dinner. If you can't get out in the cold for a walk, if you're able to go up and down your stairs, do a few laps in your house. But if you're stuck at a dinner table in a restaurant like I was a lot on holiday, I did my heel raises. 3 to 5 minutes after a meal will help balance your blood sugars, which helps your insulin sensitivity, your mood, your energy, your productivity, your focus. Can you feel those? You could add a little hold in. So if you've got a little bit of support, you could go onto your tiptoes, hold for a few seconds. Even here, hold, 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 and come down. If you've got good, strong bones, no osteoarthritis, you could even go up and drop the heels down. Shall we try a few of those impact ones for anyone that wants the option? I'm going all the way up and I'm putting a bit of impact on my heels. Mummy, you carry on your usual ones. And down. So calf raises. Some you can do standing, sitting, anytime. And then what we're going to also do is some leg lifts. So my mum did these in bed, seated. But we're going to try today lifting maybe your leg straight out in front of you, or if you're able to, maybe go down to the floor. This is a good one as well. But I want you to keep your leg nice and straight, lifting up and down. Can you feel that? Straight leg. Our legs are quite heavy, yep? Lifting up and down. Now, if you've got a good leg, obviously feel how that feels. It could feel nice and easy. Can we hold at the top for a second and down? Try and keep your body nice and still so you're not rocking. And then the other leg, how did that one feel? Can you feel that? If we did 10 of these, again, you're really tightening the muscles around your leg. You could do these in bed. So imagine you're sitting against your headboard in bed. You could literally try and lift your leg up and down. I'm just showing you. I don't expect you to get on the floor. All the way up. But lying back, yeah? So you're fully lying. Yeah, so if you're lying back, obviously you can lift the whole leg up and down. That engages your stomach as well. Now, if you're able to stand, I'm going to show you a nice standing version. We're going to hold on to support and we're going to go out to the side. We're going to do some nice hip work, strengthening the outer thigh, your glutes, and your inner thighs. So here, mummy, what you'll have to do for the seated option, I would either tie a band around my thighs and maybe squeeze out and in, or like Mummy did, we could do a few steps in and out, yeah? This is your seated version. But my mum also, who can stand up now, can do these hip ones. These are really good. She could just do them by the kitchen counter, yeah? When you try and keep your body really nice and straight. So the tendency is to lean, but I'm going to come forward. Imagine I've got balance and support here. I'm going to keep everything straight. So can you see it's just my leg moving in and out? How does that feel? This leg takes your weight. It's getting strong. Yeah, 5 or 10 of these and I can feel them. Even without any like band wrapped around my ankles or any resistance, can really feel those. How do they feel? Other side. So let's try the other side, holding on to support. Let me see, Mummy, good. Slow and controlled. Mummy, can you go even slower? And really squeeze the muscles. Breathe out, breathe in. Try and stay straight as possible, yeah? That's without balance. Make sure you're holding on. I'd rather you hold on to something than hold your hands. I just did that because I was practicing, but I'd rather you hold on and then really feel it. Can you feel those? Yes? Good. The last one, very similar, is to go slightly out and back to the side. So here, rather than going right to the side, I'm going diagonally back, kicking back slightly. You're going to get more of your glute muscles involved. Kicking back slightly. Hold on to support, yeah? Try not to move your body forwards, because I know we want to kind of like move forward, but then your glute isn't getting all the benefit. So just play around with these. Yep, get up in between every hour of sitting and just start engaging those leg muscles. Let's try the other side. How does this feel? Good. And if you're seated, the options are lifting up. You could do your leg extensions. Mummy wanted to do a nice double leg extension. She does very easily. I find that quite hard. How do you do it so fast? I'm not sure how Mummy lifts both legs up. That's your little trick. And have posture, so you do it every day. So playing around with all of our leg muscles. I hope that gives you a little variety. We're going back to our important sit and stands. This time, final round, if you can hold some weight. So you could use a rucksack, you could use a dumbbell, a kettlebell, water bottles, tin cans, or you just stick to body weight like my mum does, with her hands across her chest, rocking forward slightly to stand up, or you could hold your weight and just do your leg extensions, these important ones, or your calf raises. There's quite a few options, but if you're able to do the full sit and stand or squat, let's go for 10 to 12, slow and controlled, and coming nice and slow down. Check you can see your toes as you come up, and check your knees are going out the same direction as your toes. Your weight's in your heels. You're doing really well. Just do as many as you can. If you're able to do a full squat without the chair, you don't have to go low. You can build that depth in over time. You can go nice and lower as you get stronger. So we're going to inhale, exhale as we come up. Mummy, are you counting? Keep a count of your own sit and stands. Go to leg extensions or calf raises if you're tired, yeah? Just do what you can. Use the chair if you need to help you get up. Slow and controlled. Well done, everyone. Super, super work. We're going to finish with our stretch, but our last little challenge. So get some little steps in if you can, seated or standing. We're going to move into a bit of high knees. So if your balance is good, you stand up. Otherwise, I want you to do this. You could do it like my mum has been doing, holding on to a support, and you could move your knees up and down. Now use your stomach muscles to lift that knee as high as you can, or you could do them seated like mummy's doing. Can you feel that? Lifting your legs, so you're working your thighs. I want you to imagine your lower stomach muscles lifting your knee. Can you give yourself a little high five if you're not holding on to support? You are going to keep this going. And another option, I can see Andrew already holding his weight, is to maybe have your hands up in the air with or without weight, and then lift your knees up. So whatever way you want to do it, let's lift those knees up. High knees, really good for flexion of the knees, core strength. Let's keep it going. Let's count down out loud like I can hear you. 10, 9, 8, good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. How are we all doing? We have covered a lot of the Feel Good Fitness prescription. We're going to stretch. That's the most important. If this is your first workout of the new year, give yourselves a massive clap, firstly. That stretching is really important to reduce risk of injury, so never skip the stretch. And this is also the last few minutes you could play back in the evening to give your body a bit of self-care. So I've got one leg straight, toes coming out towards me, lifting up, breathe in, lengthen the spine, exhale, come down as far as you can. You might be able to touch your toes in time, otherwise place your hands on your shins, your thighs, relax the upper body, the head, neck and shoulders are all relaxed. Deep breaths, you can hear my heart rate is high. Breathing in and out to return back to your normal heart rate. Lengthening out the muscles that we've used. Calming back up. How does that feel? Flexibility. You might feel really tight. I know lots of you probably didn't stretch before these workouts, but I hope you're feeling the benefits of regular stretching. And it really helps with day-to-day activities as well. But we're also reducing that soreness, the risk of injury. So the other side, how does it feel? Hold on. Ideally, we'd hold on for 30 seconds if we had time on each side. So you could do that in your own time. If you're able to, you could try and hug one knee in. If you're not, maybe one good knee, you can hug in and rotate the ankle. Back nice and straight, just hugging in. I try and do this standing, but I won't show you today. It's just another balance challenge. And the other leg, just rotating the ankle, hugging it in. We're bringing our heart rate down as well. And we did a lot with our upper body. So we're going to either seated or standing. Let's stretch out our shoulder, bringing your hand out in front of you, keeping it nice and high. Try and draw it in with the other hand above or below the elbow. Relax the shoulders, look over, stretch out the neck. So the more you hug it in towards you, can you feel a lovely stretch here? We did a lot of upper body. We did shoulder press, we did the back rows, the bicep curls, the chest press. So we've got to really stretch these out, and our press ups. Other side, hold, hold, hold. Try and breathe. Even 5 deep breaths on each side would be ideal. That's the amount of time I'd love you to hold these stretches. Then we'll stretch out our biceps. So placing one hand and then the other hand, just bringing those fingertips back, stretching this part out so you don't feel too much pain the next few days. Super, super stretching. Great work. And the other side. Can you feel that? Lovely. Great work. And then we're going to open out our chest, hands in the middle of our back, elbows back. Look proud. Give me some lovely smiles. You should be so proud of yourselves. Thank your amazing body for everything it's achieved today. We have our feel good hug. It has its own snack in my book. You know, I Love these in the pandemic, but little hugs. So opening out your chest, breathing in positivity, and then round your back like a standing or seated cat-cow. Really make your vertebrae into a C shape. Hug yourself first. Give yourselves a pat on the back, a little thank you, well done. If you've got someone with you, a partner, or maybe a loved one has been watching you during your workout. I think I've seen a few people on Zoom peeking in. Go and grab them and say, yay, feel good hugs or virtual hug from me and Mummy to all of you, giving you all big hugs. And then we have our traditional feel good finish. We're going to take seated or standing, a lovely big positive inhale, breathing in lots of positivity. Exhale, bring the arms down, release any tension, negativity, stress, anxiety. I hope you feel like it's all gone. Mummy's going to do one in Gujarati for us. We have workouts in Gujarati translated on my YouTube if they can help anyone. One final big feel-good finish. Capture that positivity at the top. Hands together in prayer position. Back to your heart center. Say a huge thank you to yourself. Namaste, pranam, or thank you to everyone that joins us. I would love you, love you, love you to share these workouts. If you could tell one person today or send it on one WhatsApp group, I would really love that. It's my goal to help as many people as possible. Please leave your feedback on YouTube where it's saved. And also I'll talk to all my Zoom community today. Mummy, how did you find the first workout of the year?
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank her for inspiring so many people to move. And thank you all for joining. Well done to everyone, and very glad to see my mum back in action after her knee replacement as well. Whatever you managed to do today was great. Try and do 2 or 3 of these workouts a week and little exercise snacks. If you can do 11 minutes a day of snacking, that has incredible health benefits. Can reduce 1 in 10 premature deaths in the next decade, 1 in 20 cases of cardiovascular disease, and 1 in 30 cases of some cancers. That's just 11 minutes, yeah? So pick 11 exercises and sprinkle them into your day. Thank you, everyone. Let's talk to everyone on Zoom and say bye to YouTube. Well done, everyone. Let me know how you get on with YouTube today. Great work. We've had a lot of people.